What's interesting is that we're still not seeing a big power kind of form out of northern Mexico, or even where kind of Texas exploded. This is kind of a big vacuum that I'm thinking that somebody like Florida or California could potentially try to, absorb and use up, but I actually think a new power will form.
And one possibility could even be from a European colony. That is also extremely possible. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to start to reel back on because I don't know exactly what the European matchup would look like against the technology group, whatever technology group this is. I don't even know what they are. Boreal American states, Boreal, for reals, I don't know. Austral Pacific states. I don't know how these are going to match up at all to the Europeans. It seems as though there would be. It seems like they have a technology. Geez, I don't know what Western. See, it all depends. It really all depends. It seems like it'd pretty much be the same. It's Western and Western, but I don't know if they have even more of an advantage than we're looking at. Obviously, the discoloration isn't enough to make a stance on it. I mean, the discoloration could just be, look at England. England's Western technology, but they happen to have only 8. They're only in 8 technology of administrative technology 8 and diplomatic technology 9. But anyways, and it seems like most of the Northern American states and provinces are about 9, 9, 10. 8, 10, 10, stuff like that. We know that the Westerns can't really match up well to or the westernized technology usually matches up well with a significant advantage over the Muslims. Not so much over the Ottoman technology group. Not so much, Eastern really, they don't really have that much of an advantage, but definitely over the Indian technology group, certainly over the Chinese technology group, and yes, the Sub-Saharan is pretty far back there too, as well as, of course, in Native American territory. But anyways, that's definitely still a possibility. I do think the technologies will pretty much be the same. For some reason, it seems like maybe, the North America is doing a little bit better just in terms of they have maybe 1 tech or 2 techs ahead of some of the Europeans, but that's not going to make ultimately that much of a difference. As long as they're ahead in the same in military technology, it's going to be a pretty, even war. But yeah, so California and Florida might not be the only ones to be able to potentially. What just happened? Something happened? Oh, by the way, over the break, California only took 1 province from Washington, so Washington's going to be just fine. They still are at war with Oregon, and they're actually winning this war with Oregon. I think they'll probably get the job done, and Oregon will be destroyed. So that'll make things a little bit different. Did the opinion change? They like each other still? So Washington maybe is grateful that only 1 province was taken, something like that. But yeah, definitely a French colony could form here and then just start swooping through. They would need to make some friends, though. And they will. That's the thing. The European colonies will make friends. People will want to support their independence, and when they're an independent nation, they will certainly make friends. It's not like it's going to be the Superstates mod versus everybody else in traditional EU4. So that's going to make things interesting. They're going to integrate into the world just as much as a newly formed state has. Queensland seems to be somewhat dominating Australia now, but at the same time, I do think you still got to worry about Victoria. Victoria's well developed, as well as they are allied to. Wait a second, this is 2 different nations, isn't it? Yes, it is. So Western Australia is only at one. Is only one. It's 2 provinces. I'm sorry, and then whatever this is, Aurelia, Northern Queensland, and Victoria are all allied together. I mean, these guys aren't, but Victoria is allied to both of them. So there's going to be some more big continental wars going on in Queensland. I'd love to see Tasmania do something. Is that the Timurids blowing up? Yes, it is. They are blowing up. No, they're just losing a war pretty badly. That's all it is. And I've continued to say this. Muscovy will be more than likely. Oh, they have a personal union? Oh, that doesn't matter. If Muscovy continues to push through the Uzbek, chops this horde up, and continues to move out to the east like they usually do, that will make things very, very interesting to see what happens with Russia and Australia, if we ever get to that point. Anyways, so let's go ahead and check on the ledger. I'm sure there's a few things that are going on. Alabama at war with Mississippi. Okay, we will check in on that. That's other Georgia. And that is about it. Superior is still at war with Wisconsin, so Superior might be the superior state in the Great Lakes. We'll see if they end up. It looks like they will, because Wisconsin is down to 2 regiments, and that's it. Yep, there it goes. Boom, they are officially the superior state. Now, are they liked by Ontario? They are somewhat, but that won't keep them from going to war with each other, I'm sure. See, this is an excellent opportunity for New England to ally to Superior. Like, they need to do this right now. New England needs to ally to Indiana and Superior, unless, of course, Indiana doesn't like Superior. They don't really have the best opinion of each other, so I don't know. That would be kind of a tough choice. Let's go ahead and check in on Alabama. So we've got another Deep South war. Florida is involved. So that is interesting. Florida is not the war leader. That's why they didn't call in South Carolina, Virginia, or New Mexico. I didn't realize they were allied to New Mexico. Also notice that Oklahoma grabbed most of their corps back and took something away from Kansas. So Kansas is much weaker now. Iowa came back. Iowa, I forgot to mention that. Because of the fall of Missouri, Iowa grabbed their corps back. That was nice of Indiana to give them their corps back. They totally didn't have to do that. And now North Dakota, the only state that is pushing into Canadian territory. I guess New England technically too, with a few provinces, handful of provinces. So they're doing it somewhat as well. Okay, so this is a Bama war for Mississippi, right? Yes, it is. Thing is, though, Mississippi is being defended by Florida. Oh, Tennessee is also involved. Oh, this is going to be a big mess. Arcadiana is not, maybe he won't survive this. I think that's one of the cooler states. I think North Texas is also very cool that formed. Some of like the randomly have formed nations. Those are pretty cool, I think. What's going on here? Oh, bam. Okay, so England now colonizing Havana. We also have Castilian Cuba. Haiti has formed. Whoa, wait a second. What? What? How did Haiti get their independence like that? That makes absolutely no sense. Did they declare an independent war like that early on? The thing is, though, why didn't they take all of? Why is it just this one province? I am very confused. Or did the AI release Haiti? Well, anyways, we've got our first independent nation somehow that fast. How's Puerto Rico doing? Do you like Castile? Oh, they do. Puerto Rico love themselves? Puerto Rico love themselves. What does that mean? So they have a royal... No, they Puerto Rico loves themselves. Oh, that's just like a normal thing. I see you. Okay. So it's an okay... They've got an okay opinion of each other, Castile and Puerto Rico. The Virgin Islands like Castile as well. Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands don't like each other. And how about England? England really hasn't colonized much besides going over here towards Havana. So this will be the big one. Now Florida is going to be actually kind of having to deal with England the most. Right here on the northern tip of Cuba. That's going to be a big deal. How's Portuguese Brazil doing? It's doing okay. Nobody else is over here, right? Portugal has now moved to colonizing kind of more of the Argentina region. That's still Brazil, I believe, modern-day Brazil, but, reaching further down to the south, getting into that area. Someone will be going after more than likely Colombia and Venezuela very soon. Do you have much liberty desire? 19% liberty desire. I think it won't be... I think it could be very fast. We might see independence wars declared because Iberia is so weak, and without the colonization of, I think France is really the only country in Europe right now that could defend from an independent war from a new colony. Maybe they don't want to get themselves involved in that because they don't even want to have to worry about all this stuff going on over here. Okay, so it's definitely something going on. British Columbia now versus Alaska. Once again, Alabama's at negative 62 war score, so they're going to lose this. Pretty bad. Mississippi, Florida, Tennessee might grab a bunch of stuff here. Is there anything else that happens? Ontario at war with Newfoundland and Labrador. There goes. They're done. They're done. That's it there, and that's it. There's a few of the states in Mexico fighting it out. Bam, Oregon did get eaten up, and we'll have to keep an eye on if Alaska is destroyed. I know they're not very powerful. It looks like they will. 8.9 with a two-star general is going to have pretty big advantages over a 7-stack that Alaska has with a 1-star general. So, yep, I don't know if they'll take over everything because you got to remember all these islands out here too. Are they one province though? Oh, they are, I think, one province. Yeah, so they could just boom, connect here and they'll get all this, so it doesn't matter. I don't think Alaska can survive. I don't believe they can. Also, could we see colonization from some of the superstate mods? I didn't even think about that. Uh-oh. New Mexico at war Texas. That is an interesting one. Did I make that comment? Did we see that in Ledger? I don't remember seeing that, but anyways, this war is still happening. This war is still happening, even though Alabama's losing it pretty badly. There is another war. Oh, bam, another big northeastern war. This time, Ontario did call in a friend. They called in Ohio and Pennsylvania. No, this is Ohio-owned Pennsylvania. I see. Pennsylvania is going to be on New England side, so it must have been Ontario versus New England, right? Defender against Ohio. It is... Oh, Ohio declared the war, didn't they? Well, either way, this is an interesting one. This is round... I don't know. This might be round 2 or 3. Can't remember. All I know is the previous round, New England won out of nowhere. Remember, Ontario did just get out of war. They just got out of it like that. Newfoundland is still alive, though. Just barely. See, you need to ally. See, I don't understand. Superior is such a great state to ally to. Superior only allied to Iowa. I'm sure they'd be willing to help you out. They have to be feeling just as threatened by Ontario as New England has. But let's see. There's a 25 stack. New England's going to really need every advantage they can get. Here they come with a 19 stack. Are they going to group up with Indiana? I swear I will never not be able to call Indiana India. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen every single time. We really need to see exactly how powerful Indiana is. Now, one good thing is that Ontario is not the war leader, I don't believe. So that is very good for the New England alliance, because if they just destroy Ohio, then it doesn't matter about Ontario. Oh, the District of Columbia is also on their side. That's surprising. They're at -2 war score at the moment. But yeah, no, I think Ohio should get pretty dominated because Ontario is going to be very distracted, I think, by New England. Well, maybe not anymore. They're coming already after these forts. Because they grabbed... I didn't realize this. That's a big point, the fact that New England grabbed Erie, because they can, I think, walk through here. Maybe, perhaps. Pretty big advantage the Ontario people have, still with morale, so they're going to win that battle. Ooh. This is, I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen here. Also, will Florida finally connect their provinces? They did take East Texas, so Florida might be able to grab and unite, which would be smart. They do have a claim on Arcadiana. They kind of desperately need that. New Mexico has taken over one Texas province. Texas is down to one province, which is kind of crazy because Texas was like, bam. Okay, so Alaska is at one province now, or maybe 2. Yeah, this island's 2. British Columbia is looking pretty good right now. Look at that. Look at that British Columbian border. That's pretty cool. I like those borders. Texas, who was chosen by a lot of people in the comment section on video 1, is now down to one province. Thing is, they can still make a comeback. There's nations that don't even exist that could technically come back, to be brought back, and they could, maybe get lucky and end up, I don't know, getting some stuff back, becoming big and powerful. It is possible. I wouldn't count it out. Okay, so what do we see here? -10 war score. That's not good. New England is probably going to lose this. It would be Ohio that makes most of the gains. However, Ontario has shown that they're not afraid to take whatever they want to take. Ontario has claims on and cores on a lot of these lands. So they will take whatever they want, I think, without caring about what Ohio thinks. Because they could easily backstab Ohio and be fine, as long as they still have some alliances. Tennessee clearly feeling, I think, disengaged with the Deep South somewhat. Because Tennessee allied to Ontario is a big deal. Oh, you know why? Because remember, Virginia annulled the alliance with Tennessee. Tennessee got pissed, so they probably switched over to Ontario. Virginia saw a strong Missouri, and they're like, oh, yeah, I don't want to be allied to Tennessee, so they went after Missouri. Smart move by Virginia, but we didn't really expect Missouri to fall like that, the way they did. So Tennessee went and backstabbed Virginia and allied to Ontario. So that is the diplomacy of the Deep South, apparently. Lots of things are happening there, which is gonna make Virginia very upset. It probably already has. They have a good opinion of each other still, somewhat of a good opinion of each other. Oh, the war's over. You didn't take anything, right? This was already a core of Ontario. Yeah, so that's it. Oh my gosh, New England, Indiana, and Pennsylvania got incredibly lucky. Actually, Ohio lost something. Oh, Pennsylvania grabbed 2 of their provinces back. How is that possible? They were dominating that war. Now, we saw something very similar to this in EU4 before. I think it was the Chinese in the previous Civ 5 edition of EU4 AI Only, where the Chinese were clearly dominant, but something was going on where they were not winning the wars. They were losing things, or their allies were losing things, or they were forced to annul alliances. Ontario is still very strong, and I don't think we can make that claim just yet. It's very early to say something like that, but still, very odd to see them lose that second war. Who are you at war with? Alberta and the Northern Territories. This is a big deal, actually. If Alberta and the Northern Territories take a lot from Manitoba? Manitoba. Is it just Manitoba, right? Florida's pieced out also. That would be a pretty big loss for Ontario to lose that friendship. Although they just probably allied to Alberta because most of the Canadian provinces like Ontario. They do like Ontario. Will there be colonization? Well, I haven't even talked about these guys. I apologize. None of it, right? Something like that. I believe it's like that. Portugal's going to form their second colonial nation. Who is here? Yucatan has kind of made a slight comeback. Veracruz is under siege by a lot, like a Estado Mexico. San Luis Potosí, something like that. Haiti is on their own, so Haiti's probably going to get destroyed. Oh, they're at war with Castilian Cuba. Which, yeah, this is actually Castilian, is that Hes? Oh, it's Castile territory, but it's called Castilian Hispanoia, something like that. How is Puerto Rico doing? They're fine. Virgin Islands are fine still, too. England still hasn't reached out for more islands, but they probably will as soon as Havana. Oh, wow, who won that? Did Haiti really win that? What technology group is Haiti? That would tell us a lot, actually. They're Western. Oh, okay. So, yeah, Haiti they must have formed from... Yeah, Haiti did declare their independence, but I don't know why they only have one province. I don't know. Did England form this colony yet? No, England's very slow at their colonization. Extremely slow. We'll see who's the unlucky European that decides to land on Central America first. Actually, they won't be unlucky. It might be a good idea. Again, Belize is very well developed. So is Guatemala. So that would be interesting. Victoria involved in a war with Australians, pretty much back at war. That's what I mean. So some more drastic changes will be happening there. Estado Mexico doing well. This is nope, that's still not the other Georgia. That's the real Georgia, I guess you could say. The state Georgia is, I don't know, is it named after Georgia? I don't know. We should look into that. Punjab at war, Manitoba, Northwest Territories. Yeah, they're going to lose that. And that was actually a offensive war Manitoba declared. Now, why did you do that? Did you think you had a chance or what? So we'll see. I mean, Alberta has claims. Northwest Territories don't have claims, so I don't know. I'm surprised Yukon's still alive. I didn't think we'd see that at this point here. How's Virginia? Any new alliances? Indiana's now formed an alliance with Wyoming. That's a smart move. However, New England has not. They have a little bit more powerful of a friend with Pennsylvania and Maryland, but still not that strong. Thing is, New England needs to get... See, why is the District of Columbia, the capital of the U.S., working with Ontario? And that's their only friend, too. That's the funny part. That's their only friend. They probably have been so, disenfranchised by... Because everyone's declared war in D.C., but no one's been able to get the job done and wipe them out. So maybe they're just like, screw it, I'm not going to be friends with any of you states. I'm just going to go after and be friends with the Canadian provinces. That's probably what they're thinking. And since Ontario's had so much success, maybe that's why too. Okay, so New Mexico and North Texas versus Oklahoma and Tennessee. Is that it? Provence is in a war, big European war, is currently under siege, under happening. I don't know. New Mexico. Okay, so can they win this? If they're fast and they destroy Oklahoma's military quickly, then maybe. Then possibly. New Mexico and North Texas are at an 18 stack. Tennessee, I thought, just got out of a war. I don't see their troops. Don't see much of their military at all. Also, Arcadiana still alive, which I actually think is pretty cool that they're still alive, because they're just, again, just this new nations I think are pretty cool. Anyways, guys, looks like I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.